My name is Randy Tuck. I'm going to be doing an informative speech on the essay, Your Contribution to the California Drought, by Larry Buchanan, Josh Keller, and Hyden Park. It's more of an infographic than an essay, per se. It begins with a quote: consumers would have a choice of either substituting the higher product for something else, look for products where imports increase to alleviate some of the shortage, go without, or look for those products that can be grown easily in other states. And that's by Craig Chase from the Center of Sustainable Agriculture. Essentially what this means, what your contribution to the California drought, it immediately points out the reader has something to do with it. And you think, I'm not from California, I don't control the weather, how do I contribute to the California drought? It essentially goes back to food. So if you consider maybe what you had for breakfast this morning, some bacon, some eggs, maybe some fruit, chances are 25%, maybe even up to 75% of that meal came from California. In fact, a third of all American vegetables come from that state. 2/3 of all fruits and nuts come from the same place. 80% of the water that California consumes goes straight into agriculture. It's a lot of water. It's enough water, in fact, that if they decided not to use that for agriculture, they could sustain 318 million people for their water needs. That's not 318 glasses of water. That's what they need for showers. It's what they need to do their laundry. It's what they need to do their dishes and so on. The problem that they're coming across right now is that 2013 was the driest year that California has ever had on record, until the next year when that record was broken. And now in 2015, we're actually looking at it being a little bit worse. So as far as water is concerned, a lot more than you might think goes into the production of your food. For example, a tiny sliver of an avocado takes 4.1 gallons a week. 15.3 gallons a week is what it takes to produce 16 almonds, not ounces, just actual almonds. 42.5 gallons a week for 3 mandarins, and 86 gallons a week just for 1.75 ounces of beef. I don't know about you, but when I go out to eat, I don't get 1.7 ounces of beef. And the last one that actually really kind of got to me was it takes 143 gallons of water a week to produce 3 glasses of milk. And that's not a small issue with California, considering that agriculture is their second biggest revenue earner, next to international business and vendor and visitor spending. So what can we do, and what can California residents do? So I was looking at a couple of different infographics, and one of them is how much water people spend on things that they don't necessarily need. So irrigation, landscaping, things like that. People in Palm Springs, California, per person consume over 700 gallons of water a day. It's ridiculous just to have a green lawn, and my guess is to keep up with the Joneses. In fact, most of California is up over 200 gallons of water a day. How can that be combated? There's different things that people can do. There's appliances you can use, Energy Star or efficient dishwashers and washing machines, shower heads that limit the amount of water that actually comes out. You can reduce the amount of meat and poultry, and again, that's where a bulk of that water goes to, because it's not just for the cows or the chickens to drink, it's to raise the crops in other states and in their own state, to bring it over, and also to sustain the animals while they're actually producing the dairy or the meat. So basically, in summary, when it says that your contribution to the California drought, it's kind of pointing out all of us, but it's also sort of letting us know that we can actually contribute to bringing that crisis down to a manageable level. So, and it relies on what we want to consume. It's completely our choice. And it also relies on our ability to innovate technologies in order to conserve water and figure out different ways to grow crops, whether it's in California or we start growing it in other states that maybe have a little bit more of a resource of water. And that's all I have.